What's going on, everybody? I appreciate all of you hanging out, waiting on the stream to start. For those who catch the replay, though, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for these live chats. You can take part right along with us because it's more fun to chat along. So, some fragrances I bought from Fragrance Buy came in, and I saw they had the newest release in the Born in Roma series, the Gold, and I was like, well, Yellow Dream's in stock, Green Stravaganza's in stock. I don't have either of those. I wasn't really in like some dire need to want to pick up a bottle, but I said, what the hell? Might as well. So we got 3 Valentino Born in Roma flankers: Yellow Dream, the new one, the Gold, and Green Stravaganza, which I have not heard good things about. So I'm hoping for a pleasant surprise because I don't have high hopes. The bar is low for my expectation. Green coffee, all that. It sounded good when it got announced, but in practice, there's a few people that I like in the community that I haven't heard good things from. So fingers crossed it's just them and not me. I don't know. We'll see. And then Extreme Leather from Mont Blanc, which I tried from a sample Miss Heather sent me last week. Bought a bottle. That was the whole reason I went. That's the fragrance that made me go buy some fragrances. Super happy for that. It's basically if you took Tuscan leather and removed the raspberry and replaced it with a sweeter iris, pretty much what you get. It's amazing. It's I think one of my favorite designer releases of the year. Yeah, it's really good. Right around $80. Good stuff from Mont Blanc. High quality stuff from Mont Blanc. Highest quality stuff I've ever smelled from them is this line. And then we got Mugler Fantasm. A Men Fantasm. Finally grabbed the bottle. That is one of the better releases of the year. I'm not a big Gourmand guy. It's chocolate. It's a lot of chocolate, not just chocolatey patchouli, but it's a damn good A Men flanker. Another one that might more than it's going to like to really break down my annual end of the year best designer releases, best niche releases, favorite pickups, favorite cheap pick, all that stuff. I do that in December every year. Always have since the beginning of the channel. Top 10 the best designer releases of 2024. That's going to be a hard ass video to narrow down to 10. I personally have enjoyed a lot of designer releases this year, including stuff from like multiple Mont Blanc ones. Legend Blue, Eros Energy, ended up really liking. Are those going to make the top 10? They might have to get omitted because there's just been so many good ones that deserve it over those. So I don't know. Might be that might be the most interesting of the annual list at the end of the year. So we'll see. But one of my favorite cheap pickups. This will definitely be there for the rack stores. $50. Finally getting around to wearing Polo Earth and Antilles. I'm not sure. Antilles, I would assume. Based on spelling, vetiver. Creamy, a little powdery, green and woody, of course. Nice and fresh. Citric. Quality's fantastic. For a Ralph Lauren fragrance, the quality is fantastic here. $50 well spent. Such a beautiful fragrance. Timeless, old school masculine style, too. It's a very citrus aromatic green woody. Woody aromatic, I guess, would probably be the classification would fall under. I never looked to see, but I would assume woody aromatic. Really, really good. Really, tongue twister. Really good stuff. Very happy to be wearing that today. So what, 10, 15 minutes, depends. We get carried away in the chat sometimes before we get started. We got 113 people in the first 4 minutes. I sure appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up on the way in if you don't mind. The first 2 we're going to start with are the 2 I haven't smelled because 3 of the 5 I had decants. I sampled first. Like I preached to you guys. I sampled first. So the only ones I haven't tried is the Gold and Green Stravaganza. Manny, good to see you, sir. 1 million parfum, my favorite 1 million. We featured 1 million Privé this morning. Eros Energy, speaking of, I really like that one. I really, really enjoyed. Green Irish Tweed, great choice, Barry. Dolce & Gabbana K, Eau de Parfum, the best of the 3, in my opinion. Amore Cafe, I keep getting told I need this. You guys keep praising this as like the second coming of Jesus Christ in a coffee fragrance form. The way people have been telling me this, do you need this? I can't believe you don't have this. So I guess before the year ends, I need to get it. Good to see you, Keith. Good to see you, sir. Starring Man Nebula, Pure Malt dupe. Pure Malt's incredible. I don't have the need to get the clone. That's why I haven't picked it up because its hype was like come and gone over the last year and a half or so. Because I have Pure Malt and I hardly touch it. So when I get in the mood for it, I won't touch the clone. So it's a legitimate waste of money. And only during the winter do I wear Pure Malt maybe once. I just have too many fragrances. Don't strive to be like me. when it comes to fragrances. I have way too many. I have so much good stuff that doesn't get used that often. It's kind of sad. It's kind of cool, but kind of sad at the same time when you look at both sides of the coin. Sean, good to see you, sir. Poor Omen Tints. Speaking of great fresh fragrances for the winter time, I'm doing well. I hope you are also. Seraphim Red, great choice. I wore that this past week. Nitro Black. All the nitro fragrances are good. Dumont, solid house. Really, really solid house. Polo Sport, all-time great. Dan, not the man, another one wearing Seraphim Red. Good to see you as well. Kara with K. 1 million EDT. My ear's about the same. Going to try to go back to the doctor this week. Otherwise, doing good. Well, hopefully progress starts to quicken. But you smell great. That's an all-time great. Amen to that. Amen to that. Aqua de Joe, absolute great fragrance. I appreciate the super chat. Scented Paradise. Membership about a week or two ago. Scent of the day is Yves Saint Laurent Le Parfum. Which one? I'm curious. Is it La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum? L'Homme Le Parfum. Why Le Parfum? Is it Myself Le Parfum? Because they always do Le Parfums with YSL. So I'm curious which one. Because it could be any of those four or more that I haven't named. But those four immediately come to mind. But I appreciate super chat. I hope you can enjoy the member stream. For those of you members, tomorrow's the big day that all the packages are going out. I talked to Noah. He's getting his Creed bottle sent out. I'm sending some decants to Jason Bircher. I don't think I've heard from every single member that won. So if you are a member watching this stream, check the members only stream from last weekend. Packages are going out tomorrow. I'd love to get your package to you. Tomorrow's the big Wednesday where everything's going out as far as the giveaways. So I don't believe I've heard from all 5 winners from that stream. So definitely check and see if you were a winner. I've heard from, I think, 3 of the 5, if I remember correctly. I want to get you your stuff. Let me know. Costa Azur, the Eau de Parfum. It's my favorite Tom Ford DNA. Coconut Girl Cara wearing Ani. The Vanilla Fragrance Flex. Great choice. Speaking of La Nuit de l'Homme, we got the EDP, the leather forward one. Eros Flame, for somebody that every time I mention Eros Flame cries, gripes, bitches, and complains about how Eros EDP is the greatest fragrance of all time. Literally, every opportunity he gets, he did it again today. He put in that quote, in all caps is what he said, in all caps, Eros EDP, because it didn't get voted at all. It didn't get a single vote for the survey I did for the greatest fall fragrances of all time. So it's funny that you decided to wear what we all, most of us think are the best Eros when you keep swearing by the EDP. Good to see you, Jay. Always a pleasure to bust your balls. King Eros, right? That's his thing. For those of you who don't know, Jay's icon used to be a bottle of Eros. So he got nicknamed King Eros from Dedrick because Eros EDP is his favorite fragrance. So good to see you, Jay. Molinard Citrus Noir. Just realized I bought a bottle of Night Vision EDP instead of Infrared EDP. Happy accident, though. Have you smelled it yet? It's great. It's a great fragrance. Totally not redundant if you want to have both. My advice, don't return it and still get Infrared EDP whenever you can. If you got to wait a couple of weeks or if you buy it right away, whatever. Night Vision EDP is very underrated, man. Really, really good stuff. So Spiro Dolce Melody, I still haven't grabbed it yet. Oh, Boss Bottled Absolute. Between that and Gentleman's Society Extreme, that's my top 2. No doubt. My top 3 best designers released this year are set in stone. My top 3 are Boston Scent Elixir, Boss Bottled Absolute, 2 Hugo Bosses, and Gentleman's Society Extreme. That is my top 3, my personal favorite 3 designer fragrances released. So I'm 100% going with Boss Bottled Absolute in this situation. This is a must try, guys. This is amazing. I can't wait till I get a little bit cooler weather. It's pretty damn heavy and rich, spicy, smoky, sweet. Oh man, it's so good. So good. Good to see you, Austin. Platinum Ego East. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, man. Did you just get back from Miami? Was it hard to get back home? For those of you who didn't know, he's in the Central Florida area. He took some damage from the hurricane. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope it gets sorted out pretty quick for you. Dior Eau Sauvage Eau de Toilette, the timeless classic. Always been calming scent for me. That is an all-time great classic masculine citrus aromatics. Good stuff. Liquid Brune, rainy cold today here in Southern Ohio. Great to see you, sir. Off 9 p.m. Can't go wrong there, Chad. Which one do you prefer out of Elysium Parfum Cologne or Elysium Eau Intense? I'm an Elysium Eau Intense guy. The one that wins it for me is Elysium Parfum, though. That's my personal favorite of the 3. My ranking in order is the Parfum, Eau Intense because it's just so interesting to me. And then the Parfum Cologne. The most popular one is the one I rank third, believe it or not. Loving it. Hell yeah. Now you have to try my favorite blue fragrance. Dunhill Century Blue. A lot of people have told me I would like that one too. Every time I spray it, and I've heard it does not smell like Dunhill Century, which is just such a waste of $20 for me. Saga, good to see you. YSL Black Opium Over Red. Is it called Over Red Cherry or just Over Red and it's a cherry fragrance? A little confused. I'm assuming it's just a cherry fragrance. I'm not familiar with it, that particular flanker, but it's good to see you. Signature Noir, great choice. Roy, I'm surprised we're a little bit later in the stream. I bet you're just saying hello before you go to bed because I know it's pretty damn late for you. I'm glad to see you. 40 Notch, you picked a great fragrance. Another one wearing Starman Nebula. We got two in the chat. Quez, good to see you, sir. Invictus Victory Elixir. That'll be in the rotation this year. It's at some point before the year ends. It's good for the seasons. Good to see you, my man. Speaking of Aero CDP, there you go, Jay. Ryan's wearing it just for you. Good to see you, sir. Leather. Ferragamo Leather Intense. Okay, I was confused for a second. It's the Ferragamo, the namesake line. Gotcha. Wearing my birthday. Well, happy birthday. My fiance gave me today. Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. Well, happy birthday to you, Pablo. You get a soft live stream clap. Welcome to the stream, my man. We're 12 minutes in. Try to get to the bottom and we'll get going. Probably another 3 or 4 minutes, I would say. And we're going to dive into Valentino, born in Roma. The Gold Uomo is my understanding of how you say the name. The 2024 release for that line. We're going to start with that one. Ooh, yeah, it's pretty safe play. If you like sweet, spicy, like evening scents, Noir Extreme EDP is actually a good spot to start. The Parfum's a bit more expensive, but I don't think it's totally necessary to start with that one. Noir Extreme, a lot of people like that one. You can always go to Sephora and try it for yourself. They always have a tester. I would say go try it for yourself. Make sure before you spend the money. Jazz Club, great choice. Yeah, that's where I got my bottle from too. Luis, good to see you, my man. Scent of the day, Sedley. And then La Bola Parfum in the evening. You and these double whammies, I got to say, you're always flexing when you come hit us with the scent of the day, scent of the night. You always got a great 1-2 punch. Kudos to you. You get a soft live stream clap too, man. So the opening has a Tresemme hairspray kind of smell, and now you can never unsmell that once you sniff it. But a lot of juniper and geranium. It's a little on the fresh, spicy side. The geranium's a sweeter floral than it is minty. Very aromatic, not super gin-like type of juniper, but just very fresh, airy, aromatic quality without the gin accord. I don't get a heavy gin accord from it. Nice and woodsy with a underlying musk, standard woody musk stuff in the base. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's a good solid all-around scent, especially for the current season we're in, and it performs pretty well. I get every bit of 8 hours, 2 hours of good projection out of it personally. Yes, it was, sir. That is exactly what it was. That was my number one last year. Michael, good to see you, sir. Another one. We got two in the chat. We got a couple of twins and triplets in the chat today, which is scent of the days. So I'm trying to get to the bottom. I'm going to have to skip a little bit. I don't think there is one, honestly, because it depends on your style, because there might be nothing but hits and maybe one miss from if you tried 15 fragrances from one house, and there's another house that I may feel the same way about where there's only like 1 or 2 fragrances out of the 10 you've tried that you ever liked. So it's too subjective to say there's a GOAT for anything, really. I mean, it's just our taste. We're like throwing bias out there when we say this is the GOAT of this. Like I throw the terminology around. It's all in good fun. It just means my favorite. Just like the word best just means my favorite. Your best anything and my best anything are usually going to be different. So there really isn't a GOAT anything, a Mount Rushmore anything, a top 10's a biased, opinionated thing. It's just what you like or what you would suggest that majority of people seem to like for a certain topic. Like I know I'm kind of giving you a lot here, but it feels necessary. Boss Spotted Absolute, speaking of, great choice. 1 million Parfum yesterday at the mall. I do like it more than all the, as do I. And the others are good. The others are damn good. 1 million lines really good. Another one wearing Sedley was the discontinued L'Homme L'Intense. Well, hell yeah. Original Le Male, the timeless classic. Excellent choice. Old ombre leather, not disappointed. I don't think it's that bad. The opening lacks a little bit of presence early on. Like it starts off very light, but if you let it settle for a moment, it really comes to life. I've noticed that about it. I want to get a bottle of it too. I like it. Just big disappointment for Justin. I actually like it though. Ralph's Club Elixir, great choice. Seraphine Blue, my favorite release of the year. Creed Original Vetiver, one of my favorite pickups this year. I finally got a bottle. Brioni EDP Essential and Club Inouï Limited Edition. Excellent choices. So, guys, I'm going to skip ahead because we're 16 minutes in. It's time to open some fragrances, guys. It's definitely that time. We're going to skip to my Rock Boy TSC, you, my man. Ephraim, good to see you, sir. Well into the night. Oh, I missed the first part of that. Spencer, always a pleasure. Tipsy Angel, that is from Making Sense. Got back Saturday, but the water was under the carpet in our spare bedroom. They have a water mitigation company in our unit, and they needed everything out of the room. Picked up Frag from Osme. Well, at least you got to enjoy yourself in Miami at Osme. Bright side, right? Silver linings. So, skipping on down. So, I apologize. I got to skip so much, guys. Speaking of Dedrick, my main man, my brother from another mother, we were separated at birth. Don't let the skin tones fool you. That is my other half. That is my guy. Good to see you. FWO for life. My main man. Your ears must be burning. I mentioned you a little while ago how you dubbed Jay King Arrows. That was when you got mentioned. So we made it to the bottom. Pure Oceanic EDT. I'm not familiar with that one. Ooh. Okay. Anytime I see a Stetson flanker, I get excited because you just don't see him get any love. Especially if it was Sierra, my all-time favorite, or Stetson Black. That's the top two for me. So we are diving into Valentino Uomo. Well, let me say it correctly. Based on my understanding, it's Valentino, born in Roma, the Gold Uomo. There's a women's one too. This is the 2024 release. I did look at the notes. I don't remember. I want to say it's like a sweet, spicy kind of thing. A tonka bean fragrance or something. We'll cross-reference in a little bit. Who knows? I'm sure it's going to be a sweet designer. I thought the bottle was going to be gold, like the whole thing. It's actually clear glass. It's got a goldish hue to it, more like a champagne hue to it, with a gold plaque, gold studded collar. I mean, I don't care. This is a better thing. It won't be a fingerprint magnet. I thought it was a gold bottle. Like, let me pull up the thumbnail because I pulled the bottle from Parfumo. Let me just look real quick. Maybe I'm tripping. I could have swore it looked gold. Let's pull up the thumbnail. So that looks gold to me. But then again, when you compare it to the others, no. So at a glance, yes. But as you look a little deeper, a little closer, yeah, that's glass, clear glass with juice because here's your gold. So, yeah, okay, I'm tripping. Oh, well, irrelevant, but details, right? It matters to look sometimes. Let's give her a spray. They do have pretty good atomizers. One spray is all that's needed. Big spritz. That smells familiar. That's a little tropical. I don't remember. Again, I only looked once because I saw they had it in stock. I was like, oh, let me go look at the notes. I don't remember the notes, but I don't remember anything tropical. That is not what I expected at all. Like, at fucking all. Sorry for the F-bomb. Just, I'm very shocked here. I was thinking evening scent. I'm not saying you can't wear this in the evening, but summer evenings. Very surprised by this. This is like Le Beau meets like some Stronger With You kind of DNA. I wonder if coconut's in here because I get that kind of sunscreen kind of tropical feel here. Like I feel like there's some like Le Beau elements here, like just that profile, whatever the hell the notes are, the notes, who cares? It's what it smells like to me currently. Like something tropical like Le Beau specifically. And like one of the fresher Strong With Yous, like fresh or own, freeze or only, something like that. Because I get a little bit of like vanillic, chestnut, light spice, but more like the vanilla side. It's a little nutty. I did not expect that. I'm pretty damn happy about that. I did not expect that at all. Very curious about the notes now, because what I think I'm smelling and what I'm actually smelling might be two different things. Valentino, the gold. I love gold. There you go. All right, sweet, fresh, synthetic, creamy, woody, spices, Virginia cedar, vanilla, amber. There's more going on than that. Decent ratings for the 24 people that rated it. Creamy, woody, sweet, fresh, synthetic. I agree with all of it. I get tropical, though. It's a little tropical to me, like sunscreen-esque kind of creamy. Like suntan lotion. But the vanilla, definitely the dominant sweet here. Spices, sure, but not over the top. It doesn't warm the fragrance much. Like when I think evenings for this, I think summer evenings. It's very familiar. What are people saying it's similar to? Oh, y'all gonna make me go to that shithole for a comparison? Damn it. Because I'm too curious. I'm just too curious. So soak it in. Fragrantica's on the screen. I have to see what other people are comparing it to. Vanilla amber, powdery, a little powdery. Aldehydic, sure. Sure, I wouldn't call it fizzy, but very bright. Mineral. A little metallic. Okay, I'm with it. I can agree with those accords. Solar notes. That makes a lot of sense. There's my tropical. There's my sunscreen. But what are people saying it's similar to? Yellow Dream? Yeah, a little bit. Coral Fantasy. Born Roma Intense. Okay, I was about to say Coral Fantasy. No. 1 Million Parfum? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Not so much on Tuberose, but that solar sunscreen beachy sweet. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Okay, I could see that. 1 Million Parfum, because that's my favorite 1 million. So that makes sense. 1 Million Gold, no. That's just straight up woody. Super woody. Dominating woodiness. Anything else? No LeBeau. I think that's a reach, but I haven't tried a lot of these other ones, but I dig it. It does not smell like I thought it would. Not at all. This is more lotion-like than something like 1 Million Parfum, though. But relatable. Definitely relatable to 1 Million Parfum. I totally agree. I really like this. Like a lot. Like 8.5 a lot. I like this a lot. Try before you buy. You might have some stuff that smells like this. I definitely do. It was very familiar. Started naming off things it reminds me of. The one that makes the most sense was the one I didn't name, though. Now I see somebody else mentioned it. Like, yeah, no shit. 1 Million Parfum. Not bubble gum like 1 million, but, you know, tropical, standing on the beach, sunscreen lotion kind of feel to it, but sweet. That's the other fragrance that does that very well. And the LeBeau DNA. That creaminess. That creamy coconut sunscreen kind of thing going. The spices are coming through more. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I went in with very little information. It was pretty damn blind for the most part. And it does not smell like I anticipated. And I'm actually very happy with how it turned out because it's better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be similar to a lot of things, which it is similar to some things, but not the things I thought. Definitely not the things I thought it was going to be close to. So, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Might wear this tomorrow. I don't have anything lined up for tomorrow, so I can do some further testing. Maybe we'll do a review on this. I'm pretty eager to kind of wear this one pretty much immediately. Yeah, Valentino, born in Roma, the gold Uomo. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Anybody else try this one? But more often than Baby Cat, that's just me. No worries. No worries. My second live stream. Hope all is well. Good to see you. Welcome. Glad you're able to come hang with us. JB, good to see you, sir. Gucci Guillotine, Arrows Flame, Orange Poppin'. Let's see. Torino 21. Okay, I had already pinned this one. Straight Heat. Okay. Revisiting Ombre Leather by Tom Ford. Really amazing. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Skin tones. I can barely tell you two apart. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Gian always calls He doesn't even call Dedrick by his name. He calls him Ross Twin. I could see it. It's like looking in a mirror for me sometimes. I'm a bit more outspoken. That's really the only difference. I'm a little wilder with the way I speak. Not much more, though. Dedrick can get wild sometimes. Let that man get passionate. Let him get some passion behind what he's saying. He gets a little wild, too. Let him talk football. Y'all should subscribe to Sports That's Live, I'm telling you, for more than just our wrestling stream. The football conversations is where he really gets heated. Ombre leather than the new one, but still good. Okay. So that's the private line one. That's the private blend version. Paige, good to see you, sir. How are you, Club de Nuit? No, it's not green like that. Doesn't have a heavy ginger. No, that's the one I would say it's the least like. Honestly, if there was a little bit of fruitiness, I would have said Le Beau Le Parfum. But like a little bit of Le Beau's DNA in the opening. It's just so fresh. Not so much. No, not like that. Mr. Gumbo, good to see you, sir. Pete Rose is #1 fan. Good to see you, sir. May Pete Rose rest in peace. Look, Rose is still better than Barry. Look at him. I appreciate the super chat, shit talker. It's good to see you. Speaking of sports, may Pete Rose rest in peace. Master Hand from Super Smash Brothers. All right, then. So I'm curious about it. I don't see many reviews but yours. Would you mind telling me if it's more fresh? Yeah, it is definitely more on the fresh, spicy side. It's a greener fragrance. It's not as inky, earthy, dirty as on crate. Like you have the two darkest ones. It's closer to sport than it is to those two, but it's not watery, fresh, aquatic like sport. Like if I was to rank them in freshness, it would be sport, then indigo, then noir, then à l'extrême. So I think it's the most well-rounded of the bunch. Definitely. And it's not really all that sweeter. I wouldn't call it warmer either. It's fresher than the two you have, but not as fresh as sport. Yeah, for sure. Right. I'm guessing you mean gold member. Yeah, a little bit. Antonio, good to see you. Quest, good to see you, sir. It smells like the original Uomo in the opening, but the dry down is no bueno, really. So not a fan. See, I don't get the level of nuttiness that I get from there's like hazelnut and stuff like that in the original Uomo. Now, I don't know if they've changed the re-release. I haven't. My bottle's like a 2017, 2018 bottle. Mine's the old version. I don't know if they changed it. Because the old original Valentino Uomo, the original studded bottle, the first of the studded bottles, that smelled like if you took Iris out of Dior Homme, old original Dior Homme. And even some would argue it smells still very close to the Iris smell of it, but it smelled similar to kind of like a slightly gourmand Dior Homme, like very similar to Dior Homme. So, and I don't get that here so much, a little bit. I can see where you're coming from, but I don't get a lot of it. I quite like it. Definitely suits my style, but I'm relating it to stuff that I really like. 1 Million Parfum, Le Beau, Strong With You Only, Strong With You Freeze, Dior Homme. That's all personal favorites of mine. So yeah, I'm definitely into it. Let's see. Let me break out my sample. So you haven't tried it yet? Because I wish you did. Actually, is it you're on vacation now? Like is now one of those times that you're going to be texting me tag? Because it'd be great if you grab your sample and spray it and do that right here and now. If you're interested, just saying, just throwing it out there. Because I know you had vacation time coming and you said you might be jumping on. I just don't know when that starts. So I'm just going to take the link. I'm going to put it in your direct message and Instagram. Do with it what you will, or don't do with it what you choose not to. That is up to you, sir. But I will put the link in your possession. And I'll give you a moment before I dive into the next fragrance. So I'm very curious what you may or may not think of it since you have a sample. Switch over. All right. No, don't do a voice message. All right. So link is in your DMs if you're interested, D. Yeah, they're different. They're definitely different. I'm not opposed to them. I never had anything against them. actually grips well in the hand. It's not like the tips on the studs are sharp or anything like that. Like even up here on the collar, they're really not all that sharp or anything. I'm digging this. This is a damn good creamy fragrance. I like it. Yeah, Kara, I'm with you on that. I don't know how I didn't pick that up right away. I was describing 1 Million Parfum minus the bubblegum sweetness, like, because it's slightly different sweetness, but I was describing it the whole time without saying it. It's kind of weird the way that worked out. No, definitely not Coral Fingers. I don't find it's all that much like Born in Roma Intense, honestly. Oh, that's the thing. I really enjoy every time I get one of the flankers. So I was like, oh, let me just buy all 3 of these since they got them in stock. Martinique, I get a saltwater accord, like a heavy saltwater accord out of Set Sail Martinique. So I disagree with that one personally. Pure Havan's a great fragrance. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely most relatable to that. But again, they're not identical. There's some redundancy here. I think this is maybe a little more wearable, a little bit less, slightly less playful than 1 Million Parfum, but I also feel like I'm reaching a little bit by saying that at the same time, because it's like they're both like kind of beachy, sweet fragrances. I mean, there's nothing serious about that. Yeah, I agree. Yes, absolutely. Especially if you live by the beach like I do. What a great option. Go to Sharky's, go to Pineapple Willie's, places like that where you can literally eat on the patios on the beach. Absolutely. Or even Hooters. The Hooters over here is right on the beach. We ate at Hooters like 2 weeks ago. It was great. Great. Well lit in the evenings. Our waitress was great. The food was awesome. We were on the beach. It was a nice breeze. We love it here. Stop raising the insurances, all you shithead insurance companies. I know we get a lot of hurricanes, but damn it. I'd like to buy a house here and not move back to Texas. Stop making it outrageous to where it's like I don't have a choice. Jeez. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let them know. Best Tom Ford. So that's not everybody's going to agree with me because my favorite's Costa Azura. But if I had to pick like quintessential Tom Ford, that's ombre leather. That's a great starting point. It's ombre leather. Yes. I'll tell you what, as a longtime Davante Adams franchise owner who drafted him as a rookie and still owns him to this day, today was a great day. I was watching Pat McAfee live when Davante showed up over Aaron Rodgers' shoulder. That popped me for sure, like a superstar returning from injury kind of thing. Like I popped. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He straight up flew to his house immediately. We're playing this weekend. Hell yeah, you know. D has a bigger beard. That's the only way I can tell you two apart. That's fair. His beard is definitely longer. Official card member of the Body Butter Boys. Okay, then. You tried? No, sir. I've heard a lot of people say I would enjoy it, though. Superior. That's a bold statement. My next video is 110 at Max Aroma, like 130 at Fragrance Buy. Beardsome, good to see you, sir. Game of Spades. Wild card. The Boz has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you, sir. The Scent Bubble. Gotta love the name. How are you? Wear your fragrances in your contest, and if you do, would you? No, because it'll affect the spray tan. You don't want to fuck up the spray tan. You know, I didn't wear nothing for my competition. Had a in-person check-in with my coach today, and we changed a few things and all that. So we're adding in a second. Every 3 days, I'm going to be doing legs, kind of shifting, and it's going to be a different leg day. Doing a little extra quad work because with me improving in my hamstrings, my thickness in my back, and my inner head of the tricep, because I fixed a lot of my weak points. It's now creating a deficiency in the legs more. Even though my hamstrings are thickening up, the quads need to grow a little bit. We need a little extra quad work to make it keep up with everything, because like we're losing a little. It looks like we're losing fullness. So it's an adjust on a week by week basis. When your diet's dialed in and you're enhanced and you recover at a faster rate and all the good stuff, you can make more frequent adjustments, because I recover so much quicker than a natural athlete does, you know. So I'm not sitting and act like I'm not enhanced. So we're making adjustments. So thank you for mentioning bodybuilding and everything, because it's my life. So yeah, had a great conversation and check-in, and you know, we did pictures and everything and adjusting everything that needs to be adjusted. So Luna Rosa Ocean EDP today. I like it better than the original. That's fair. So his temps drop in Louisiana. I guess this means it wasn't impactful enough to me because I don't remember what it smells like. Hoffman sent me one of their Discovery sets, and that was one of the first ones I tried. Yeah, it gives me a similar feeling. That's probably why I like it so damn much. Because 1 Million Parfums is my favorite 1 million. I wear my shorts above the knees most of the time too. You know. And look, it doesn't matter the length of my shorts. Be careful how you speak to me, just in general. And he says when the shorts are above the knee, and there's a slight lean, and he looks a little bit tipsy, and he always gives you a scenario. I love that shit. Like I said, I'm a little more outspoken, a little bit more of a hothead wild card than my brother from another. You know, Nelson Etal leave the wrong rock boy looking fire. I see Miss Erica took it down, which is another reason to like it for me. I don't know what you're referring to, sir. Master Hand said, I appreciate you, sir. I see it in Fragrance Buy for like 60 right now. And I'm torn. And see, I paid like 85 when it first hit Fragrance Buy. And that's when I bought. I was so excited to get it. And it's really good for this season. You can wear it year round, but honestly, the transitional seasons like spring and fall, I think are the best times of the year for it, both day and night. Because it's not over the top fresh like the Sport is. It's got more density to it. It's a slightly heavier, but it's still lighter than the other two. Okay, so end of the month. All right, so I sent you the link for nothing. Fuck me. My bad. I took a shot. What can I say? So let me skip on down. So now I know I can go ahead and move into the next one. Yeah, it doesn't smell anything like I was expecting. Daddy daycare is in full effect. Shout outs to Sway for living her best life when daddy gets home. That's what I'm talking about. The missus said, here, you take him. Mama needs a break. Shout outs to Sway. Which I can tell you guys firsthand. Obviously, his young one's very young, but his two young gentlemen, and I say that very strongly when I speak on his children, because that is two very well respectful young men. Because I've been to Dedrick's house. I met his beautiful family, and I love to pay the compliment every opportunity I get, which is now he's raising some young men. He don't have little badass kids. I mean, I'm sure they have their moments. They're kids, but some good young men right there, I got to say. What you would think about him as a man, it reflects in his children. I got to say. Got to give you your props, D. It shows you're a great father. I commend you, sir. Blue Noir Parfum. That's kind of fair. Kind of ties to it. So I'm going to skip down to the bottom, and we're going into the next one. We're definitely going into the next one. Have no association with the Jags anymore together, except I will get their shit together. Excuse my language. Well, a lot happened today. I mean, Amari Cooper went to the Bills. The Bills and the Jets had a thriller last night, and both got star receivers. Both got star receivers today. Bills are looking real dangerous now. Man. All right, I'm trying to get to the bottom. Jason, welcome. We sure appreciate you, sir. All right, so we're going to stop right the hell here. All right, so Green Stravaganza, I've never tried, and I have not heard good things. I bought it because it was like, fuck it. I hope your kids aren't sitting there at the computer with you, D, because me, potty mouth. I'll try to reel it back. If you let me know the boys are there, I'll reel it back. Anyone that has kids present, please let me know. I'll dial back the potty mouth. If it's just us adults, though, we'll let it fly. But Green Stravaganza, green notes, coffee. I thought it would be great when it first got announced. When we first looked at note breakdown, and then I didn't hear good things like Ryan Secrets, Chad Secrets. Why'd I say Ryan? Chad Seacrest, Ryan Seacrest. I think of Ryan Seacrest every time. But Chad Secrets, I want to say he's the first one I saw that didn't have really good things to say, and I kind of took it to the bank. So shout outs to Chad if he happens to see this. The bottle looks cool, though. This dark forest green, that's actually a deep dark forest green to a lighter green gradients. Bottle looks cool. I like the bright hit of green and Valentino. It looks cool. But that don't mean shit if the fragrance ain't good, right? I'm hoping I'm overthinking it, and it's actually not that bad. That's what I'm hoping for. One big spray on the NWO tattoo. Don't smell bad, but it doesn't smell familiar either. I get fresh green. A lot of citrus. Is that bergamot? Well, I get the coffee right. That's not bad. That ain't bad. Kind of interesting. Kind of my initial thoughts the first time I saw the notes. I was like, oh, that'll be interesting. It is. It's like if you mixed citrus, sleepy time tea, and coffee beans. It's kind of what it smells like. Coffee beans mixed with like a tea bag. That's what it smells like, a tea bag and coffee beans and a little bit of citrus. It's not great. It's not like, oh man, I've been missing this. No, it's not that. It's not bad. They went on a limb and tried something. It's okay. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it either. It's just, I like it. It's okay. I'm going to call it better than good for the rating I'm thinking here, just in this initial spray, because they tried something different. It doesn't remind me of really anything. A little powdery now. Let's look at the notes. Get rid of Fragrantica. Get that shit out of here. Let's check it out. 6.8 out of 10, 235 rate. We're kind of in line here. I feel the way they feel. Fresh citrus, sweet synthetic green. It is bergamot, coffee vetiver. It smells like tea and coffee. This is less synthetic than Halloween Man, because Halloween Man X's opening is a little rough for me. It's like, smells like a 50-cent fragrance in the first couple of minutes. Then it gets really good and the coffee settles in. It's this mineral, concrete kind of thing going. As it settles in and dries down, that's where Halloween Man X is good. I don't like the opening. I never really did. Amore Cafe, I doubt it smells that much like that. I feel like some of you would think that's blasphemy, right? That somebody put it smells like Amore Cafe. Because the way y'all have spoken about Amore Cafe, that's blasphemy, right? How dare somebody? Because it's clearly one person. 5. So 5 people shit on your fragrance and said it smells like this, slightly better than mediocre release. Because I'm on par with this. I'm thinking 6.5. I'm on par with this. Better than good because they tried something different. It doesn't smell of super high quality, but it doesn't smell cheap either. I don't think it's super synthetic, even though they list synthetic as an accord. It doesn't smell super natural smelling, but the coffee bean smell is realistic. And again, I get this like green tea bag, bergamot kind of thing going to where it's not bad. I'm going to further explore the profile and give it a full wearing. I'm not going to completely judge it based off this one spray. But it's better than good. It's not like if I was doing the 10 worst releases of 2024, this has a real good chance of making it because a lot of stuff that I actually do like Sauvage Eau Forte, Y Elixir, like Spice Bomb Dark Leather. I do like them. I do, especially Sauvage Eau Forte. But when you compare it to all the stuff that came out, that is the worst releases of the year, this is probably going to go in there. Even though it's not a bad fragrance. None of them are really bad fragrances. None of them I was like, ugh. None of them this year. Last year, Cool Water Oceanic Edition. Ugh. I had one. Haven't had a release like that this year. They've all been pretty good to phenomenal. Or just good to phenomenal. Like I would put this just, a little bit better than good. It's getting better as it's settling. Room to grow. I'm going to say 6.5 with room to grow. To be determined. Like I'll update you in the weekly rotation on if my feelings changed or stayed the same. So for any of you that watch the weekly rotation often, I'll throw this in the rotation this week too. At least that's the plan. I'll try to. I can't make any guarantees. I'm definitely going to wear this tomorrow though. I really like this. So that's an 8.5 and then we got a 6.5 to follow it up. It's not that bad. It's just not that good either. Fair, right? I think it's fair. And it's my opinion, so I'm sticking to it. Cherry fragrances have been coming lately, huh? Sarah's got cherry. Electimus has Caspian cherry. Oh, damn. Well, that's pretty damn cool, boss. It's my favorite Born. See, there's everybody, something for everybody. Everybody feels differently, highly subjective. I think it's okay. And he's like, it's my favorite. No shade on my end, my guy. No shade on my end. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you were here to provide the other side of the coin as somebody that really, really enjoys it. Oster is damn good. Yeah, I agree. Gotta love the Cowboys trolling. Now y'all gonna upset Dedrick. The Jags talk was one thing, but he's really a Cowboys fan. Jesus. Joel is here. We can start the stream now. Yeah, it's good to see you, Joel. See, I used to say that about Boz. I used to say, oh, Boz is here, guys. Now we can get started. Oh, man. Does a good job. I could see how that sounds nasty. It's not. That's what it reminds me of, though. It's a nice dose of bergamot. It gives this juiciness to it. It's not bad. It's missable. It's kind of what I hoped it would be. Because when I heard bad things, I was like, it can't be that bad. I hope it's just, pretty good. That's what I would call it. It's not the best scent ever, but it's good. And the only Born in Roma that worked on my skin, that's fair. Totally fair. So I was like, James Kawa with freshness. I don't know what that means exactly. I'm not familiar. But worse. I think that's a stretch, honestly. So we're talking about a big difference in leather, a different type of sweet, like a big difference in sweet. Oh, Kamarakawa. Kamarakawa with freshness. Again, big difference in sweet, but I can see that path a bit more. I see where you're coming from a bit more. Very good to see you, sir. Spectre Ghost, hope you all have a great chat and night. You as well, sir. Baraka, no sound delicious. Let me skip on down. Pure Tonka for me is a stupid addiction. I've always wanted pure Tonka, pure wood. It's either pure wood or pure woody. I forgot what it's called. And pure leather. That's the ones I always really wish I would have got my hands on. My man, my stepbrother Sam Broom that I haven't spoken to in quite a while. I hope you and the missus are doing well, sir. It's always good to see you, my guy. We need to catch up, and glad to see you stopping by, man. Always a pleasure. Will probably be forgotten for a while and later become a hidden gem for some. That's a real possibility. That's how that stuff usually goes. Finally watching a live stream. 50 Cent. Now we're talking. Somebody finally decided to run with that because that's always been right there for somebody to use as a profile. 50 Cent. Easy enough, right? Just with an S. Was looking for a TLTG review on Green Stravaganza. Well, here you go. It's my first time smelling it. Now, if I do manage to wear it this week, I'm planning to, but again, no guarantees that everything I say, they'd say 3 of them, I'm going to try to wear this week. The reality is 1 for sure, possibly 2. If not, it'll be next week. But check the weekly rotation. I'll be able to give an update on how it worked with a wearing experience and how my thoughts may or may, which I'm sure my thoughts will change a little bit. Sweater weather. Oud Noir or Intense Oud? I don't have either. Intense Oud. Do I have that? What is Intense Oud? What Intense Oud, I guess, would be the way to me to ask it. Versace Oud Noir, though, I don't have. Oh, now we're talking French Defense. Super embarrassed by that show on Sunday afternoon. We suck. All good with cherry fragrance, but I still think French Defense destroys the competition, as do I, sir. As do I. Joey, good to see you, sir. A lot of people in here today. 186 at the time I'm chiming in. So they Jasada Ambassador. Fruity, metallic, fresh, very aromatic, very likable. Unique's Luxury Istanbul. Good stuff. Born in Roma Intense is my favorite Born in Roma. In my opinion, it's amazing. There's one for everybody, I got to say. I'm a Coral Fantasy guy and Uomo Intense. I think that's my 2 favorites. Definitely love me some Coral Fantasy. That's a really good one. Spicy apple. Some earthy tobacco and amber. Now, I'm telling you, there's Ambroxan. They can not list it all they want. There's Ambroxan. The chat is right on time. We're about to smell our 3rd Born in Roma flanker here in just a second. We're going to do Yellow Dream. And then we'll do A Men Fantasm. And then last, we'll do the one I've most recently smelled, which was last week, Mont Blanc Extreme Leather. The whole reason I bought this haul was I was going to get Extreme Leather. And, you know, I could use my points to get free shipping, but I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy 5 fragrances. Why not? Because there was a bunch of stuff I wanted. There's always a bunch of stuff I want. The champ is here. Good to see you, sir. Madden Fragrance Champ. I like the name. I definitely like the name. Let me get an homage. Interlude Black Iris. I have big expectations. So my opinion is, of the 3, it's the best of the bunch, but it never compelled me to feel like I needed a bottle because it's still the interlude DNA, that oregano kind of oddball, fougere-ish kind of fragrance. That I don't have anything against any 3 versions of interlude. Black Iris, I would say, if I was going to get one, it's the one. But my decant ran out like 4 years ago, and I just never felt like I needed to add it to the collection. Oh, Gucci Intensude. See, I haven't smelled that. So I'd have to pick the 180p, honestly. I paid in the realm of $70-$80 for each of these, and I bought them from Canada, fragrancebuy.ca, which is in North America. Technically a U.S. discounter because most of the customers are here in the U.S. Brioni Ooh, the new one. Oh, I'm going to. Best in the line. That's a strong statement because that whole line's good. Classy Leather. It's a leather fragrance? Ooh, that DNA with leather. Now you have my interest. You have my attention, sir. Now we're talking. 'Tis the season for the leather fragrances to come out. Hence, this haul is due to me going buy a leather fragrance. This is the time of year when I like to wear leather dominant fragrances. Get those likes up. Let them know, my man. Let me hit a quick refresh. How many likes we got right now? 105. Not too bad. We're over 100, so I won't gripe. Now, the ratio, percentage-wise, still not great. We got currently 172 as I speak. Should be around like 130 right now. But, hey, if you don't mind, hit a thumbs up for me real quick. Even you hate watchers, if you have an active profile, you can click that like button. I sure appreciate you nonetheless. If you're going to be here, might as well, right? Same. It needs to get a little bit colder for me. Like, we're limited on cold weather. I am in the Panhandle. It's not like I'm in Miami or Central Florida or anything like that. Like, people think Florida is all one type of climate. It's very different stages as you go further. I'm at the North Panhandle portion, parallel to where I grew up. So I get a couple of weeks of, 30, 40 degree weather during the day too. So I'll have some winter type of weather with that humidity. It makes it like bone chilling cold. Oh, that's probably the best of the bunch, man. Ooh, that actually does sound attractive. Luxury sawdust, fresh luxury sawdust. That actually does smell pretty good. Perhaps. I'm not actively trying to get my hands on it. So my man Duncan's in the house. Good to see you, sir. From You Smells Good. Shout outs to Eugene. Wish him plenty of success with his fragrances. That is for sure. So we actually made it to the bottom. San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to Texas. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Florida weather is definitely bipolar, and it all depends on where you live. Love to hate. Hit that like button. Let them know. Speaking of, time for our third Born in Roma flanker that I am familiar with. That Randy had sent me decants of this and Coral Fantasy at the same time. It was a decant swap with me, him, and Dedrick that we did a while back. And while I did like this, Coral Fantasy was the one. And fortunately, I think it was John Carlos sent me that bottle that I have of Coral Fantasy. But don't get me wrong, I'm pretty damn happy to have this now because it is highly versatile from what I remember about it. Love the High Vis Yellow hit. Love the High Vis Yellow hit right here. So let's give a spritz. Atomizers lined up. Douse the lion's face with Yellow Dream. Very fresh. It's super mass appealing. Probably the most mass appealing of the bunch, honestly. It's a little fresh and spicy. It's a touch metallic. It's a little powdery. It's musky. It's just super mass appealing. Some sweetness. Oh, man, it's so good. It is good. It is good stuff. Let's pull up these notes. Man, it's good. Depends on how you feel about over the top crowd pleasers, because that's probably a good way to describe this. See, 7.2 out of 10, over 400 ratings. That's kind of where it falls in that 7 to 8 range, depending on your taste. Sweet, fruity, citrus, synthetic. You got some fruitiness. The gingerbreads, where you get a little bit of this spicy, sweet kind of combination, vanilla and cedar wood. It's fruity, fresh. It's a little powdery, like I mentioned before, on my skin. You have this slight musky smell going on with it, because I'm convinced there's ambroxan here. That's where this musky metallic kind of thing's coming from that I get. Man, this is a good one. Now, I think the gold's better. Of course, I think Coral Fantasy and 1 Tints are better. This is like 7.25 out of 10 kind of stuff. It's very good fragrance. It's just not breaking any molds or reinventing the wheel on a crowd pleaser. This probably gets some compliments. You have something in your collection. Any of you watching this live, you've got a sizable fragrance collection. You've got multiple things in your collection that do the job this one does. You do. Even similarity in scent profile. Now, anybody that happens to see this that's relatively newer to the space, worth trying. Everybody needs something like this in their collection. No matter how niche snob, vintage snob, designer snob, Middle Eastern cheapy snob, because you're all a bunch of snobs. I fucking said it. You're all snobs. You all think your fragrance taste is better than everybody else's. If the shoe fits, wear it. I see this shit all the time. People are holier than thou with cheap fragrances. People are holier than thou with not just niche. With Middle Eastern stuff, I see it like, oh, no, man, this is the way to go. This is way better than the original. I see it. So I say this playfully. I'm joking around, but this is a very real thing I notice as I observe through the online community. Everybody's taste, everybody's justifying why their taste is better than the other, the counterpart to what they like. It's funny as shit. It really is. Everybody just likes different stuff is what it comes down to. This is not special, but it does smell fantastic. It really does. Kind of how I feel about Chanel L'Homme Sport Superleggera. It smells great. It's not the best flanker in the line, and it's a rather done before mass appealing fresh fragrance, Oh, Extreme's better. Coral Fantasy's better, but they're both really good fragrances. If you have them, you'll enjoy them. They'll go for anything. They'll probably get you some compliments. I kind of even though they're not the same fragrance, they do the same job. You following my thought process here? So 7.25. I think I gave Superleggera a 7 or a 7.5, something like that. I kind of feel the same about them. They're very good fragrances. Did I need to get this? No. It was just might as well kind of moment. Might as well. I'm getting 2 of the other ones in the line. It's in stock. It's not crazy expensive. Let me get it. What the hell? I'll wear it. I'll definitely wear it. Yeah, 7.25. Smells good. It smells like 50 other fragrances that I have. Super redundant. Two tubers. Speaking of John, your ears must be burning. I mentioned how you never call Dedrick by his name. You always say Ross Twin. Ooh, Purple Suede, some good stuff. Goldfield and Banks. I still have this cough from like a month ago when I went to Louisiana. I can't get rid of it. Let's see, scrolling down a little bit. Fragrance lasts you 24 to 48 hours. Well, Madden Fragrance Champ. You may not like what I have to say about this. I don't think anybody needs a code to make their fragrance last a full to 2 full days. Because if your rotten ass is not taking a shower in under 48 hours, something's wrong. Ain't nobody needs a fragrance to last no 24 to 48 fucking hours. I say this with all the love in the world to you, my guy. That is a useless cheat code. Who the fuck can you smell like fragrance for a whole to 2 whole days? Who ain't going to sleep? Who ain't taking a shower that needs that to happen? We're here. It sounds cool in theory, but in practice, who the fuck needs that? Right? You got to be with me on the logic here. It's flawless logic, by the way. So who needs it? Who needs it? Seriously. By all means, share if you want to share, because somebody's going to be excited to hear about it. I just think it's crazy. Because who needs a fragrance to last that long? Who? I make jokes about that stuff. That's why I have to be consistent here and say what I'm really thinking when I read something like that. Hope you don't get mad at me. It's all love, my man. Black Gold from Mancera is phenomenal. Beautiful stuff. Recently considering selling my whole collection and just buying loads of Sauvage Elixir. Crazy? No, not really. If you love the shit out of Sauvage Elixir and you wear it enough, why the hell not? If that's what you want to do. Nothing to do but wait, honestly. There's a big-ass fan of him. Damn, I'm sorry about your troubles, Austin. That sucks, man. Growing mold. Ugh. That's terrible, man. Nick Brackett, a rare sighting. He doesn't fucking like my channel anymore. He doesn't come around here. I'm surprised you're still subscribed, honest to God. If you do watch, you never say shit. So Nick we used to be tight. Nick used to like me. I don't know what happened. Nick stopped coming around. Good to see you. They did beat the shit out the Cowboys. It was embarrassing. My God. 1 Million Lucky or a Lacoste L'Homme original or intense? I mean, 1 Million Lucky easily for me here. I'm not a big Gourmand guy, but that's one of them ones. It's definitely one of them ones. I think, anyways. Hazelnut, honey, plum, beautiful. They do, sir. What is the tester calling card? Etched notes, pyramid sticker, no cap. No, you get the cap. They don't put anything on the bottles that I remember. See, skipping on down. Just bought a bottle of Evening Mystique from a trusted guy in the Z Lounge, going for about $190 right now. Can't wait to try this stuff. I hope you enjoy it, sir. It is the Evening Mystique season. I wore literally last night. A little business over pleasure action. Did some shaving. On my shave set and some sprays of the fragrance. Speaking of Evening Mystique, it's brother. But yeah, 'tis the season. It's a great fall fragrance. Evening Mystique. So skipping on down. Our factoring that he's camping in the woods for the weekend. That's a possibility. Neil, you got me. You're right there. In the event you're at a campground and you're not staying in an RV and you're just camping out in a tent in the woods and everything for the weekend, that's fair. That's fair. You got me on that one. So it doesn't apply to every single situation, just the majority, the overwhelming majority. But you got me with a scenario. Yeah, random like on a video from 3 years ago. That was probably me. Well, I'm just giving you a hard time. I got to fuck with you a little bit because I don't see y'all that much. But I appreciate that, man. You like Fat Ross better? Is that what it was? You like Fat Ross better? Possibly. So that's George's group on Facebook. It's called the Z Lounge. Do a lot of sales and swaps in there. It's a good spot to get your hands on some Z Creator stuff and some previously loved Zahara fragrances. Yeah, there's a lot of sales and swaps go on in there. I think it's better than Obsession, honestly. Obsession was my dad's jam. He used to wear that. Obsession Nights kind of got this spicy, powdery thing going on. I believe it's cardamom, honestly. Don't remember exactly. Ronald Rawson's back before the New Era hats and the button up. Before the New Era hats. My guy. When you were watching those videos, I was wearing New Era hats in those too. I've been wearing New Era hats since I was like 13. My collection of New Era hats has been going for more than my adult life since I was a teenager. My New Era hat collection. Yeah, man. But I appreciate the love. But yeah, the New Era hats. That's, man, there's a reason I got like 700 hats, dude. Orm's good stuff. You can get a sample on the website for $7. If you use my link, it'll save you 10%. The 3 ml spray samples. Spray Day 3 Silent Rescue. I don't recall what that one smells like. Haven't heard much talk. Drop the ball on that Second Soul. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's a beautiful fragrance too. Cool. We are doing that. Is the next one we're doing. That is the next one we're doing. Fat Ross is dope, bro. I buy a Mercedes from him so fast. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. Sounds like a new Cartoon Network, Fat Ross. There you go. So unbox testing. That's where I get my Noxos. LMAO Fat Ross. That's what it was. I am a bodybuilder now. I'm not Fat Ross anymore. I call myself fat. I'm 13% body fat. I say all the time I'm a fat ass right now. I'm 13% body fat. I did my body fat percentage yesterday. I'm 13%. And I think I'm just this fucking whale right now because I feel like I am. That's the body dysmorphia. Having been shredded on stage. Amen Phantasm, which I have smelled before. Randy sent me a decant a while back, and I was like, yeah, I got to get a bottle of that at some point. Super chocolate. Not just chocolatey patchouli. This is chocolate. Dark, rich, woodsy, a little earthy, but it doesn't taste like I want to eat it when I say a lot of chocolate. Kind of strange. I've always hated these. Love the bottle, the look. Hate the atomizer. There we go. Actually got a decent spray off. There it is. It's like a slightly bitter meets semi-sweet. Kind of dark chocolate. That earthy smell. Man, this is good. God, this is a good release. Best thing we've smelled here today. Hands down. It's not even close. It's a little like smoky even. Smoky, earthy, semi-sweet, somewhat bitter chocolate. The patchouli is more earthy than it. I'm sure it's providing some chocolateness. Historically, the patchouli they use is a chocolatey patchouli. It's a hint of spice. I forgot the notes. It's amazing, though. God, is it amazing. Paid 90-something. It's still pretty pricey. See, my rating's higher than that. My first impression rating on it was like a 9. If I remember correctly, I was blown away. Sweet gourmand, synthetic, earthy, yes, creamy, cacao absolute, clary sage, patchouli, pink pepper, bergamot, citrus fruits, and I don't really get all that much citrus, honestly. It's sweet, it's earthy, it's creamy, it's gourmand. I do get a hint of spice, hint your pink pepper, which adds just as much sweet as it does spice. Gives some of a bit of an aromatic quality to it. Pink pepper. Pink pepper is one of the best notes you can mix into a fragrance because it can do so many things. It can really help a fragrance. So good. Any of you that haven't tried it, highly encourage. Get yourself a sample. There's carded samples on the internet, different places. I want to say Fragrance Net has carded samples. I don't remember exactly. I want to say they do. Could be wrong. It's scent decant. So right here in the bottom, scent decant, you can get different size decants. I would encourage getting a decant. Don't blind buy it. It's 90-something bucks. But it's one of the best designer releases of the year. It's not going to be for everyone. But if you like earthy, semi-gourmand kind of things, I would call it a semi-gourmand. Not straight on like, take a bite out of it. Not that kind of gourmand. But it's delectable at the same time because it's chocolatey. So yes and no. I know it's kind of weird, but it's damn good. 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'm sticking to. I believe that's what I gave it the first time I smelled it. It's giving me that same feeling again. It's just as earthy, light spice. Like I said, just a touch. Man, this is a good one. So glad to have it. This is going to be great for the winter. A little bit of winter weather I get. That's when I'm going to want to pull this one out probably. Dominating patchouli coming in. Nice and earthy. This patchouli is more earthy than the traditional patchouli they typically use because that's always been a very chocolatey smell. Whereas this is already chocolatey, and I feel like they switched up the patchouli oil. It's got more of an earthiness, and that's the only earthy note here listed is the patchouli. So good. Yeah, I feel different from them. They're ranking in the 7s. Yeah, it's got that Amen DNA, but people are ranking it in the 7s. Not me. It's a 9 out of 10 here on the TLTG Reviews channel. This is the second time I smell it, and next time I smell it, it's going to be a full wearing. 9 out of 10. The best fragrance we've smelled so far. What a lineup of fragrances. I've got them all somewhat diagonal in a line right here. They actually look very well presented here off camera. Get caught back up on this channel, on this chat, I mean. And see, Mitchell and Ness, the crown looks kind of weird. I have a few Mitchell and Ness, but most of the time the crown's just so high that it looks a little weird on my head. So I don't have a lot of Mitchell and Ness. Kind of like Eau Givray. Noted, Eau Givray is one of the greatest citrus dominant fragrances I've ever smelled. So it's on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. And if you're here in North America, you might find somebody looking to sell one. There's no guarantee. I don't think there's a bunch sitting there to sell right now, but on occasion, somebody pops up. The other day, somebody was selling one of their backups. You never know. People pop up. You'll see a post. Need to pay some bills. Car broke down. You see shit like that all the time. You know, need to drop a few. Unfortunately, so I'm gonna get rid of part with my backup bottle for Second Soul, or Even Mystique plus a 10 ml of Second Soul, and I've got a sample of this, and I'm gonna throw in. Like, you never know what you're gonna see. It's a random post that we get in there. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can get your hands on it. It's beautiful. Shout outs to the Astros. Valentino had become my favorite designer house. Missed, but happy for you, man. Look lean and mean. Thank you, my man. I lit 5 days a week. My ass is in the gym. Tomorrow's an off day from lifting, but I'm still gonna. We go on our little walks around the park on Wednesdays. Got a lot of running around to do. We got an oil change to do tomorrow. My bike needs some maintenance. I changed the battery, and it's still running a little funny. I think I need some new spark plugs, a little bit of sputter to it. So it's time anyway. The chain needs to be lubed. It's time for that. It's time for another oil change. So I need to bring my bike in and do some maintenance. I'll probably do that tomorrow as well. If not, it'll be next Wednesday. But definitely got to do an oil change on the Sorrento tomorrow. Got to go to the post office, hit the P.O. box, and then we got the member giveaways to get rid of. I got to do a little bit of grocery shopping. Need to go to Sam's Club in Panama City. Panama City and Panama City Beach are not the same. What else we got to do? Some other shit I need to do. We got Wednesdays is when I do my running around. That's my running around doing errands day because I don't lift and I don't stream on Wednesdays. It's my day off where I do a bunch of other shit. So pop the atom on it. It works. Yeah, but I don't want to cut into it though. Yeah, it's really good. Red Tobacco Vanilla from Monarch. It's really good. I have it. It still feels like that. The first spray worked out fine. 10 ml, that is a major move for them. More people will be able to try them. And 10 ml goes a long way with strong fragrances like that. Damn. Lamb leather. 300 white, 300 black. Damn. See, I don't chase hats like that. My main man, Juan. Speaking of decants, so I'll promote you instead, Juan. You got A Men Fantasm in stock right now? If so, I was just telling people to get a decant. Don't blind buy this if they like chocolatey and earthy, semi-gourmand. Check out fatboyfragrance.com. Buy from the hardest working man in Fragcom instead of buying from Scent Decant or whatever they're called that's affiliated on YouTube. There you go. Do you have it in stock by chance, Juan? Let us know. Good to see you, sir. Cicely from Mancera. Beautiful fruity yellow floral fragrance. Super prominent, but kind of adds a bit of modern feel to it. Feeling much better now, going to try and stream. I didn't know you were sick, Juan. No wonder I haven't been seeing you stream. That makes sense now. I'm glad you're feeling better, though. Yeah, we'll be shutting it down here in a little bit. We're hour 14. We got one more fragrance, so a little hour and a half, roughly. Another 15, 20 minutes, I'll be out of here. You can have my audience. Guys, if you would like to go keep the streaming party alive, Juan might be going live here in a little while. Subscribe to the channel you see right here, Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. My main man, Juan. And if you're looking for decants, again, fatboyfragrance.com. Where the customer's always right, even when they're wrong, they're still right. 'Tis the motto. Did I say that right, Juan? Originals unopened, but only samples of the second. Well, I suggest becoming a member of the Zed Lounge. From time to time, you see some pop up. More than you would think. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's definitely time. It needs some, it's time for its regular maintenance. Yeah, see, I'm not just Mitchell and Ness, just ain't for me. I like 47 brand. Certain Nike hats I'm cool with, but mainly New Era. I'm a New Era guy. Just what it is. Motul, definitely some good ones. Never bought it, plan to buy it this week. Okay. Had a dental procedure. Second to last one done. Oh shit. Well, that man just had to drop some cheese over at the dental office. So let's go ahead and swing by his way and show some love. And were you doing any live auctions or anything like so? Any of you not familiar with WineStream, he'll do live auctions and shit where you can buy certain bottles he's been decanting out of, do his stuff. He does giveaways. I'm telling you, subscribe to Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. It's a fun time. A little bit of shit talking happens. Good vibe with some music. He'll fuck around, get copyright strikes, play some music. He don't care. He don't care. Juan's a good time. Shout out to Juan. New Era bills. Yeah, they're a little bit rounder. I prefer them. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Anybody that's regulars on Juan's chat, drop EAS in the chat. The only complaint with New Era is that quality control sucks. I agree completely. Because sometimes I've had it where the crown's a little off center from the bill. Drive me crazy. And there's an inconsistency in the 5950s fits. So I'm right there with you, my man. Same with me. Not all 7 1/8 are created equal. Pretty sure Texas is going to win that game. Texas looks good this year. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Jason, good to see you, sir. Watch you since the beginning. Just subscribed as a member. Wearing Cosmic Pepper. You get a soft live stream clap. Basically, Pepper Spice, the Lower Home Sport. Great choice. So we got one left. The reason I bought these 5 fragrances was last week, Miss Heather, shout out to Miss Heather, a regular on Dedrick's live stream. If you're in the Jacksonville area, go check out the Dillards at the Jacksonville Mall. I forgot the exact name of the mall. And go see your girl Heather at the Creed booth. She sent me box samples of 3 of the 4 from this line. I love this one. It smells like if you took the raspberry out of Tuscan leather and a little bit of spice, just a little bit, and you put a sweeter iris in with that similar leather note. Here you go. I bought this one from Fragrance Buy, and then I was like, let me buy all this other shit too. That's how this fragrance haul happened. God, this bottle's heavy. That is a heavy bottle. Oh, and by the way, this line, I've smelled 3 of the 4. Definitely the highest quality stuff Mont Blanc's ever put out in the fragrance market. This particular line of 4, I didn't try the vetiver one. That's the only one I haven't tried. There was one I gave a 4 out of 10. It was terrible. I did not like it. It smelled like nail polish and a fresh open can of paint. It's awful. Which one is it? It is Patchouli Ink's really good. Where's it at? Here it is. So I always say it wrong. Black Meisterstück. This is terrible. Try before you buy. See, you can get box samples. This came from Dillard's. So go to Dillard's and get a sample. I gave it a 4 out of 10, and I think I was being nice. But this, I gave like an 8.5 or something like that. It was really good. I like this a lot. It's really good. This is one of my favorite designer releases of the year. What a cap holds strong. Go ahead with your bad selves, Mont Blanc. And they got the logo on top of the atomizer too. Putting the logo every damn where. Let's go right here on the anniversary date. God, that is so good. Man, smelling it again, it's kind of like, I think it's my favorite of the 5. Because A Men Fantasm is a beautiful cooler weather fragrance because it's gourmand, it's earthy, it's a heavier fragrance. But this is a fresher, somewhat sweet leather. I could wear this in a lot of scenarios. And the iris here is a bit more of a violet smell. So it's slightly sweeter. It's a little bit more rooty. Shout outs to Rudy, but rooty, like the root of the flower, kind of earthy is mainly what I mean, like an earthy iris. So it's more like the violet smell than it is waxy and lipsticky. Like it smells like a pretty good quality iris note here. It doesn't, I'm not saying they use natural Florentine iris, but I'm also saying it's not some cheap synthetic iris either. Probably falls somewhere in between. It's more realistic to a violet note than anything else. It is so good. So wearable. To me, you got to like iris. It's very iris forward. It's a leather iris fragrance that smells nothing like Dior Homme Parfum, by the way. That's another leather heavy iris. That's more animalic and dark. This is not animalic and dark. I love it. I think this is a 9 out of 10 too, which I don't remember if I gave it an 8.5 or a 9. I think I gave it an 8.75 the first time I smelled it. It's only 3 notes. I do remember that. That's one of my favorite designer releases of the year. Spicy, leathery, sweet floral synthetic. Saffiano, which I'm guessing is a saffron type note. That's your leather accord and your spice. Iris and musk. And it's not as synthetic as you would think. A little bit. It doesn't smell like a supernatural, high-end luxury fragrance, but it doesn't smell like a typical Mont Blanc. Like if I was to spray this on your hand and never tell you it's Mont Blanc, I bet you couldn't tell me if I gave you 5 options, even 3. If I gave you 3 brands that it could be, and Mont Blanc was one of them, I don't think you pick Mont Blanc. That's how opposite of typical release this is for Mont Blanc, and that's why I went seek it out literally within 2 days of smelling it. I think it was the next night when I bought these fragrances. It's one of my favorite releases of the year, but I'm a big Iris guy. You got to really like Iris. It's better than it's not like your Dior Homes, your Valentino Uomo Intenses, your Blue Noir Parfums. It's not that kind of powder bomb Iris. It's not that. Le Male, Le Parfum, like all of those, that whole vat of powder bombs that I love. It's not that, though. This is more elegant. This is more artistic. This is more enthusiast, honestly. It's really freaking good. Again, go to Dillard's and get a sample. Then go to Fragrance Buy and buy it for like $83 because retail is much, much higher than that. 83 is a fair price. I think it was 83. Fair price for this fragrance. Quality is really good here. It's not over the top synthetic. They list synthetic as the 5th main accord, but even there, I think it's kind of a stretch as the 5th main accord. I'm going with 9 out of 10 for this one as well. I really like this. Not everybody's going to feel this way. Clearly, you got 26 ratings that average to 7 out of 10, which is still really good. But to each their own. Nobody's marked anything that it smells similar to. This is hot garbage, though. I don't like it. And some people do. I don't. Because it looks like it'd be good. Vetiver, Ambro Fix, frankincense. You're like, ooh. You see that note? I saw the notes. I was like, ooh, that might end up being my favorite one. Hell no. I was being nice giving it a 4 out of 10. Again, I think it smells like nail polish and fresh open can of paint. This, though, iris forward with a nice, just like on a bed, just big piece of brown leather. So good. Probably my favorite thing Mont Blanc's ever put out. I mean, I can't pick one of their fragrances I would take over this. Any of the Legend fragrances and Emblem, Presence, none of Explorer Ultimate, Platinum. Explorer Platinum. I wouldn't take any of them over this. I think this is my favorite thing they've ever put out in the fragrance market. 9 out of 10. Definitely it's going to make the top 10 designer releases of the year for me. I really, really, really like it. Spice is setting in a bit more. The iris is calming down a little bit. Got 150 likes, still 144 watching. We peaked around 200 at one point, like 190 something. So we had a pretty good crowd at the peak. Now we just kind of hang for a few more minutes, then we'll shut it down in a little bit. So we get caught up on this chat. Where was I? So I was here on Nick Brackett. No, I was here, actually. I think this was the last one. No, it was Jason. I'm tripping. So in this range, I appreciate you guys. Just remembered, have you thought about Iris 5? No, I've never tried it. Never tried it. Cosmic Pepper was another good one. Yeah, it's a damn good one. Super versatile. Georgia's fantastic, but they did lose to Alabama. I feel like Texas is probably going to run the table the rest of the way. I'm not saying they're going to win the national championship, but I mean to the playoffs as far as the regular season. Yeah, they sure are. Well, they are an ink pen brand. That's where they started. Vetiver Sensual, Terre Hermes Eau Intense Vetiver. or gray. So of the three, O Intense Vetiver is the one with the funk. You've heard me in the past talk about the Roach Spray Accord. That's the one. I have it now. And still, though I've grown a great appreciation for more challenging vetivers, that's still the most challenging opening vetiver fragrance for me. Personally, that one gets ruled out as the first of the three. That's my third choice. The Dry Down's magic. It's special, but you got to get through the opening, at least for me. Now, Vetiver Sensual, I would say, is probably the most well-rounded, best performing. Citruses, fruits that aren't too sweet. Nice, fresh, woody, lightly smoked vetiver accord. A lot of people would argue it's Mancera's most well-rounded fragrance. A lot of people. I know if Joel's still here, he's going to chime in literally the next comment down. I'm biased. I knew he would chime in. Joel loves Vetiver Sensual. It's a great fragrance. I'd probably pick that one. You can never go wrong with Gray Vetiver, EDT, EDP, or Parfum. Parfum's overpriced. It just dries down to the EDP. So if you go on the Gray Vetiver route, go with the EDP. It's cheaper. It's not really a difference with the Parfum. So I would say that's my second choice, Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. But if it's me, Vetiver Sensual. Yeah, I'm sure everybody, there's a lot of fans in this live chat of Vetiver Sensual. You're going to have some people piling on in here. Yeah, for sure. The Explorer line, haven't cared for any. I like them. The Ultra Blue, surprisingly, is my least favorite. I think it's kind of a miss. I mean, it's hard to pick against Explorer, but of the three that have come out, I think there's a fourth one coming or something like that. But the one that's underappreciated is Platinum. Platinum's a very like resinous, creamy, woody fragrance that's kind of like, I don't like Santal 33, but it's like what I wish Santal 33 would be. It's a very creamy blonde wood fragrance, but it's better to me than Le Labo's Santal 33 and everything that smells like it. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Gentleman's Society as well, that creamy, woody smell. So you gotta like very wood dominant fragrances to like that fragrance. The one gray falls into that. Can't go wrong with Zeno by Davidoff. Bring Extreme Leather to a Justin meetup. See if Niche Snob can tell. Well, Justin's not really a niche snob because there are designers that he enjoys, and surprisingly, some blue fragrances he enjoys. It always blows my fucking mind when he finds a blue fragrance he likes. Like Boucheron Singulier, I was so surprised. How does Justin Copeland like that? You know, he's just very particular with his designer fragrances. He doesn't want basic, is what it comes down to. The generic stuff he doesn't care for. Stuff that gets done over and over, the trend fragrances, basically. I have not familiar. Sauvage Elixir mixed with Aventus Absolute. All right. That's a damn good one. Citrus Aquatic. Invictus Aqua 2016. It's very strong similarity to it. The Most Wanted Intense EDP are Strong With You? Absolutely. Ooh. Strong With You? Absolutely. More nuance. It's boozy. It's better. Most Wanted Intense EDP, the black bottle, is my favorite wanted fragrance, but I'm not going to take it over Strong With You. Absolutely. Understandable. We're getting down to the closer we get to the 100 to 110 range, we're getting closer to the core audience that's here no matter what we're talking about for a live stream. I think the excess has kind of fallen off because they came and saw what they wanted to see, kind of the meat and potatoes of the haul. Usually the middle of the stream is where we get the bulk, the peak. You know, we're down to 127 as I speak. We lost a couple more. Yeah, we're kind of down to the core audience at this point. Joy is such a laid back dude. We talking about Joy Amin? Joy's a good dude. For sure. I can tell you really like it, man. It's getting too cold to wear. No, not at all. I think it's just getting right. Honestly, I think if you want a warmer weather version, you go with the EDP personally. Yeah, I love me some Baby Cat. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, RXL Port Homme has arrived. Layer Terre d'Hermès with vanilla turns into modern magic. I bet it does, because it does lack some sweetness. That's the For those that don't like sweet fragrances, Terre d'Hermes line is for you. That is not a sweet fragrance line for sure. Yeah, it does. That definitely does. Maybe even Tonka. I mean, similar experience, vanilla, Tonka, tomato, depending on the quality. But if it's like, synthetics, tomato, right? Welcome, sir. Glad you're able to join us. The one gentleman I've never smelled. On my way to church? Well, that's awesome, first and foremost. It's always a good time. Wanted by Night. Layers with Arrow's Flame. Jason Bircher recommended. Shout outs to my favorite hater, Jason Bircher. Let's see. Parfums Vintage X Batch 2. It's Pineapple Dior Sauvage. I bet that's good. That sounds good. Pineapple Dior Sauvage. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, Spencer. How about them Cowboys, huh? Jeez. I feel bad when they get blown out like that. And, of course, as soon as I turn on social media, here comes Stephen A. on my feed. Never fails. That man lives for it. We didn't have a good bit of Corvette talk last week. C7 Grand Sport delivery, not anytime soon, my man. Fall 2026. Fall 2026. Yeah, I don't like Santal 33. He is indeed. I don't think it's trash. I just don't think it's for me either. I kind of get this baby wipes, fresh diaper kind of smell. So it's like, I don't want to smell like that. If I wanted to smell like wet wipes and shit, I would just constantly use wet wipes on my neck. I don't fucking know. I guess. Darren J, good to see you, sir. Gentleman EDP, just getting here. What did I miss? A whole bunch of shit. We're literally about to shut it down. Juan's going to be going live if you guys want to keep the live stream party going. Juan was here a few minutes ago. He's starting to feel better from his dental procedure. Ooh. I prefer Signature Royale to Ormond Man. I do have both, but they're both very good. Royale's very underrated because George has so many good flankers to Signature Pour Homme that it gets forgotten. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, you don't layer. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't even think to layer those two together. That honestly doesn't sound like it works personally. But hey, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. So you went from DMing me about how, quote, fucking incredible and slaps, how much it slaps with French Riviera, to adding Tonka Cola to the mix. A lot's changed in the last 2 hours. Somewhat. That's fair. The Bishop, fashionably late. Good to see you, sir. Been listening in the background, but can't really participate at the moment. Make sure you do your due diligence and slap that like button. Thanks, sir. By the Fireplace or Jazz Club. I like the coziness of By the Fireplace. I like both. I have both. I don't wear both much. If I had to pick, I'd probably go with By the Fireplace. Montrese describes fucking fabulous perfectly. Tonka Bean baby wipes. That's pretty accurate. Shout outs to Montrese. Yeah. Pretty accurate. I like it. Trying to be funny, and I missed the whole stream. It's okay. Yeah, Royale's good to all the versions of Royale. X, Triple X, both versions. No, look, the verse version, Triple X, not really my thing. The second batch, where it's a little bit more leathery, I like that one. But X, my favorite. I think it's the happy medium. I was forced to wet wipe bath due to water pipe spray. Hey, I think at some point, if you've ever worked on barges, inland jobs where you had to work overnight and stuff, we've all had the baby wipe bath at some point. Any of you in the labor field? I mean, outdoors, wearing coveralls and shit. Fire retardant clothing of some sort. We've all had the baby wipe bath. It's like a rite of passage for the blue collar working man. For those that have the safety glasses tan line, the hard hat safety glasses tan line. Those of you that have that, we've all been through it. I've had that tan line for years. I don't have it anymore, but I did. Never tried that one. And paper, pick up both and access. Okay, that's fair. I saved up enough for Seraphim Blue, Seraphim Red, and Signature Rosé. Shit. You get the last live stream clap before we shut it down. Congratulations. Slow down with the baby wipes. Hey, man. As long as we're not talking baby oil, right? Shout outs to Puffy. But on that note, I have news on that I can't share yet. That's up to George when the time comes. But I'll say this. Any of you that were thinking about getting leather tobacco, sooner than later, there's a reason. sooner than later. I'm not saying it's got to happen this week. I'm not saying this month you have to get it. But just know, if you ever wanted to get a bottle, sooner than later. Because it turns out it's not tobacco that's got to change and or go away. And it's not George's doing. He has no choice. And that's as far as I'll go with that. So again, I tell you, if you've ever wanted to get leather tobacco, either size, sooner than later. Doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow, doesn't have to be this month, but sooner than later. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate all of you coming hang out with me. Thank you for those that gave super chat. Welcome to the new members. Great to see some old names, old faces. Juan, if you're still here, I don't know if you are. Glad you're feeling better. Nick, it was great to see you again, my man. Glad I could bust your balls for a little bit. Don't feel like a stranger. You can show your fucking profile a little bit more here and there. Just saying. We're live at least 3 times a week. Okay? Just saying. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming hang with me. Check out today's videos if you haven't yet. No live tomorrow, but we'll be back on Thursday and Friday with some more live streams. Not sure what we'll be discussing yet, but daily content in the mornings as per usual. Subscribe to TLTG Kicks for any of you sneakerheads. We're doing kind of every other day, 2 to 3 videos a month. We haven't been doing every day as much lately, but yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you, Nick. I sure appreciate that. Y'all have a great rest of your evenings. Be nice to one another. There's enough shit in the world, right? I'll go with it.